This will be a disaster with Khamzat Chimaev as the champion. I don't mean because of what Dean Thomas said. Dean Thomas was like, he isn't going to be able to fight too frequently. He struggles to get visas and stuff like that. No, when I say this is a disaster, it's a disaster for the division. Because from what I see there, ain't nobody, apart from Ranier de Ridder, ain't nobody beating him. But honestly, I think even Ranier de Ridder is going to have a really, really tough time. This is going to be probably a very long and dominant reign in the middleweight division.
We knew he would get him down and hold him down, okay? What we didn't expect was Chimaev's ability to do that for 25 minutes. That was mind-blowing.
Nobody wants to be in a crucifix getting punched in the head like that. It's got to be the most frustrating, suck the heart and soul right out of you type thing to happen. And just getting dominated on the ground the way that he did is no fun for anybody. I wouldn't say that, he's getting pitted-patted striked. I mean, his face was pretty busted up.
Yeah, they were tiny shots, okay? I still don't want to sit there for that amount of time taking them.
Yeah.
Even though everyone's been like, oh, yeah, but they had no power in them. Yeah, but he took 500 of them. Okay? You know what I mean? It's like...
It's a crazy number, bro. Yeah.
Dude, they start to add up.
Like, I don't think people understand what it's like to have someone that actually knows what they're doing to put you in a crucifix position where both your arms are nailed to the cross and you can't do anything and you have to succumb to the beating. And he didn't land that much like impactful shots, but still, it's a big brother moment that's super embarrassing.
It's horrible. You want to create space. You want to just get a couple shots off to try to change the rhythm of the fight, but you can't. The guy's stuck to you. He's on you. And when you fight a guy like Khabib or like Khamzat, you don't get that in training. You don't feel that until it's live when that bell rings.
Listen, at the end of the day, Dricus Du Plessis is very, very tough. Very tough fighter. If you stand there, you're willing to slug with him, and you're letting this guy kick you and him go ahead and implement his game plan. Dricus Du Plessis is very dangerous and very, very tough. But Khamzat Chimaev possessed this one skill that can make you look like a middle school wrestler. And that's all that was. And even watching that, Khamzat made a lot of mistakes that I think would have got him that finish before that third round.
You got to give, I admit, like that was a total domination fight, but goddamn, you got to give DDP credit for at least, man, he never quit. He was in bad positions. He took a lot of abuse. He never quit. I'm not saying he did all the right things, but there's those times, Josh, that you know what, and you've been there, I've been there, where all of a sudden you are in a situation with someone that they're doing things that you have always been able to stop, and you can't stop it with this guy.
Yeah.
He's just that level above, or does it in a way that it just doesn't work for you. And everything that you know how to do and how to get out of this, it's not working.
Yeah, not what I expected, but I'm glad Khamzat fixed his cardio or improved his cardio to the point where he can go 5 rounds and just ragdoll people. That's a mess. That's a mess to deal with, because I thought DDP, okay, maybe round 4, he'd be able to stuff the takedowns because Khamzat would get tired, but he didn't even slow down. He slowed down DDP. He slowed him down, which was very impressive, because that's when he finished me round 4, because I thought, okay, I got him now, but he just finds a way to get his 4th wind. But yeah, Khamzat made sure he didn't even get the first win and just smothered him.
46.
Hamzat, new middleweight champion. And yeah, the division's in good hands.
I think he did what he does to everyone, and he just dominated the guys with his kind of wrestling and jiu-jitsu and all his stuff. And I just think that people don't have answer for that. They don't know how to prepare for that, Like they think it's just about hire a lot of wrestlers and then try to take me down. I would just training how to defend takes down. There's nothing to do with that, So I think people make a lot of mistakes when they prepare to fight against Khamzat.
The cardio question is over. It's 100% over. He's looked fantastic. Now it's easy to look fantastic when you're not being pushed. That's another thing. But I'm going to give him credit, man, to do what he did to DDP tonight. To do what he did is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I think no one else has been able to do this. No one else has been able to hang on to him and control him and make him work this much. No one.
Because what Chimaev has shown, the dominance that he has shown, there was 537 strikes landed by Chimaev. Now let me put that in perspective because I used to have the record. I had the record and I crushed the record to win it, and I had 311. 311 was the record. I know that for sure because I had it. He had 527 against 49. 49 strikes. So it was 10-1 Chimaev. And when you see something that incredibly dominant, and there was all sorts of judges throwing up 10-8 rounds tonight. I mean, this was one of the most lopsided victories in history for a world championship.
You kind of want to see a bit more intention to finish. That's what I would like to have seen. And that's what Khamzat's been all about. You know, that's why people have been so excited about him, is because of how, you know, overly aggressive he is, like violent. It's, you know, it's scary to watch sometimes. And that was just kind of, I don't know, it seemed a bit of a safer performance. You know, maybe out of respect for Dricus and his strength and explosiveness and scrambling ability.
You know, it's hard to take risk in any fight. Title fight, first like proper 5-rounder, that, you know, good chance that they're going to take you the 5 rounds. He fought the right fight, you know, so you've got to give it credit to him. And now he at least got to get a bit of experience in a 5-round fight. That's going to give him confidence in his next title fights.
I thought it was going to be a more exciting fight, first of all, but I love grappling anyway, so I enjoyed it. But I know there's a lot of fans who probably think it's like hugging him or whatever, but I personally really enjoyed it. I mean, just complete domination from Khamzat. It's there was just one-way traffic for the full 5 rounds. Got a bit hairy like the last minute. DDP put some shots on him, but just didn't have enough left in the tank, I don't think, to do much damage. So congratulations to Khamzat and team.
If there was a knock that Chimaev had no cardio, that's been proven wrong. Now, as Rogan said, he didn't really use as much energy because he was controlling him the whole time. But all of that takes a ton of energy. Chimaev was able to secure, maybe like 11 of 13 takedowns. He had over, Sean Barnett, the head coach at Michigan, texted me and said that Chimaev had over 20 minutes of control time, and he had 15 minutes in a crucifix.
I honestly thought Khamzat was going to be able to finish DDP if he was able to take DDP down, but I also felt that I thought DDP was going to do a better job about defending the takedown, and he wasn't able to stop the takedown. Like that was the story of that fight. Yeah, he won. Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting, but as a pure athletic event, you know, I think Khamzat dominated him. I think the ref shouldn't have given DDP the chance to get back to his feet, even though it wasn't, you know, the fans weren't like, oh my God. But I think that was a big L from the ref.
Dricus had no answer for it. And the one thing that I will say about it, and even in the lead up, is I felt that, I don't want to say Dricus was too overconfident. I felt that even the team, with the way that they were talking, with the way that they were kind of the lack of respect for Khamzat, like, oh yeah, you can't come beat us with just one skill. You think you're just gonna beat us with one skill? That's a pretty damn important skill. You know, it's a big one to overlook.
It is.
And
it's the best one. It's the best one.
And I think they kind of overlooked. They didn't take it that serious. They felt, okay, if we survive one, we're good. But to get to, you got to survive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you just couldn't do it.
So after the first round, the very first thing I asked Dricus was he okay? Wasn't tired. Obviously, with trying to fight somebody who wrestles that hard, your arms pump up quickly. He was 100% okay, and we actually laughed about it, me and him in the corner, because I said to him, okay, this is the best he's got. That he just showed us what he can do, and he's going to keep on trying to do that. And I just didn't think that he will try to do that for 5 rounds.
You know, his coach was saying that Du Plessis want to fight on the ground. He'll beat Khamzat on the ground. I believe that now, whoever was preparing him on the ground, he's gonna get fired.
Well, coach, you're crazy.
I was quiet the whole time. I didn't say a word.
Now it's your time to talk.
You know, I was just doing the job. Now I'm speaking facts.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody misses what happened, they still can go back to UFC Fight Pass and check the fight.
I do think a lot of this is going to be on Dricus, though. I think Khamzat went out and does what he typically does. But getting crucifixed 5 times in one individual fight is a problem. He wasn't digging for underhooks. He wasn't turning the right way all the way on the ground. And to be fair to him, there was probably times where he felt uncomfortable. If he turned too much, he was going to take a big shot. I'm not saying that those things don't exist, but he did a lot of wrong things in some of that defense of the grappling, and sometimes he just wasn't doing anything. He was kind of just holding on and waiting.
DDP had no answer. DDP, he stayed on all 4 positions. He got out wrestled. He got out controlled. I mean, there are some rounds where you can go, 10-7s. I mean, you're talking about the most dominant championship fight in UFC history, man. I talk about just getting dominant. Maybe we didn't see a knockout. Maybe we didn't see a submission. But, man, we saw punishment. We saw somebody just go through the ringer, a champion that people were thinking, hey, man, this kid could potentially go up and even become light heavyweight champion of the world.
It was overwhelming dominance, but it was frustrating that it was just, it wasn't, there was not the intention to finish like there has been before. Even the face off and the stare down and, the kind of the mean look that he has, like all of those things got me excited. And then we've got like kind of tap punches. And I was just like, man, I really wanted him to open up and really kind of own this moment. I mean, he completely dominated, don't get me wrong. And I do think Khamzat's much better at middleweight.
And listen, no matter what the fans are yelling and saying, this guy left this arena tonight with a world championship. He's the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Despite the boos, despite anything, he just came out and dominated a champ who's defended and beat top guys over and over again and pitched a shutout. I mean, dominated every round, 10-8s, arguably throughout the whole fight.
Anyone that says it's a boring fight is a casual, okay? No offense. No offense. Like, if you're a fan of the sport, okay, and you're not absolutely fascinated by the ability, by Chimaev's ability to control someone who's as dogged and fights out of things like Dricus, if you're not fascinated by like such a one-sided domination, man, then you have to be a casual, because you never see this, never.
I have to tell you, I had such high hopes for this fight, and I was so excited. And if you're a Khamzat Chimaev fan, there's nothing to say except tonight was a great night for him. And he's a very talented guy. But DDP's defensive wrestling looked so bad that it's historically bad for a UFC title fight. That's just a fact. That's historically getting thrashed. I don't know if I've ever seen a guy get beat worse in the grappling in a UFC title fight.
Because that kind of dominance, that kind of grappling dominance was not just a level, it was multiple levels. And it just didn't seem like he had any answer for that. I don't know who he brought in to train with him, but clearly he didn't bring in anybody that had that kind of skill.
But I never thought we would see a champion as decorated in the top 5 pound for pound as DDP have no answers for the violent, constant threat of the takedown and the constant crucifix position where the champion was left helpless, getting battered in the head. This was humbling. And oh, by the way, who else at 185 is going to be able to stand and take that heat in that kitchen?
And I did see a lot of people in the YouTube chat complain that it was boring, complain that it was predictable, complain that it was lacking any type of intrigue. If you ask me, because DDP is just so crazy and so unorthodox, I was on the edge of my seat because I was just wondering if he'd be able to turn it around. And in the 5th, it looked for a brief second like he might, but no, it was never to be. How do you not respect that kind of brilliance? How do you not respect that kind of dominance? How do you not respect that kind of power? Khamzat Chimaev has it all, and now officially the Khamzat Chimaev era begins.
And he's a star. Chimaev is a star. He always was a star, as Dana White has said he's a massive star. He doesn't really need to win a title. Like, you know, is he going to be an even bigger star? Like, he was already a massive star. A lot of people are going to be, you know, 5-round decision was Holden, as if that's going to be a massive knock to him. Yeah, all right, he probably didn't jump in crazy stardom like some of, like the trajectory he's had through his career. But all he needs is another fight and get a crazy finish, and then all of a sudden it just go boom, and he's just you guys all, everyone's jumping on the bandwagon saying how much of a star he is, right? That's how quickly it can. This is a crazy sport we're in.